The General Dynamics S-16 Fighting Falcon is an American single-engine multirole fighter aircraft developed by General Dynamics to initially meet the needs of the United States Air Force, USAF. Designed as an air superiority fighter, it was successfully developed into an all-weather multirole aircraft, of which 4,600 units have been built since 1976. Although no longer acquired by the USAF, other advanced variants were assembled to meet the export market. In 1993, General Dynamics sold its aerospace manufacturing business to Lockheed Corporation, later becoming part of Lockheed Martin following a merger with Martin Marietta in 1995. During the Vietnam War, the United States realized that there were still many weaknesses in their aircraft, especially the need for air superiority and better training for fighter pilots. Air-to-air missiles at that time still had many problems, and their use was also limited by certain regulations. Apart from that, air combat takes the form of more close-range combat, where aerial agility and close-range weapons are very necessary. A larger wing will produce a greater burn in flight, and usually results in less range and a smaller maximum speed. I was worried about sacrificing the distance and speed necessary to produce a well-maneuverable aircraft. At the same time, the development of the F-111 addressed many issues, resulting in its cancellation, and the emergence of a new design, the F-14 Tomcat. Boyd's encouragement of the importance of agile aircraft, the failure of the F-111 program, and the emergence of information about the MiG-25's then exaggerated capabilities led the United States Air Force to begin designing their own aircraft, which ultimately resulted in the F-15 Eagle. In May 1971, the United States Congress issued a report sharply criticizing the F-14 and F-15 programs. Congress approved funding for the LDOF program at $50 million, with an additional $12 million the following year. Several companies submitted proposals, but only General Dynamics and Northrop, which had previously begun design, were selected to produce prototypes. Their aircraft began testing in 1974. The LDOF program was initially an evaluation program with no planned purchase of a production version, but eventually the program was renamed the Air Combat Fighter, and the U.S. Air Force announced plans to purchase 650 ACF products. On January 13, 1975, it was announced that General Dynamics F-16 had defeated its rival, the F-17. F-16 variants are designated by block numbers indicating significant updates. This block includes single-seat and double-seat versions. S-16A/B. Norwegian F-16 over the Balkans. S-16 and AGM-154. F-16s and cluster bombs. The F-16A/B was originally equipped with a Westinghouse and /AP-66 pulse Doppler radar, Pratt & Whitney F-100 PW200 turbofan, with 14,670 off, 64.9 kN, 23,830 off, 106.0 kN, with afterburner. The U.S. Air Force purchased 674 F-16 as in 121 F-16Bs. Deliveries completed in March 1985. F-16C/D. The F-16C/D variant is the most widely produced variant. Initially equipped with the Westinghouse and /AP-68 radar, Pratt & Whitney F-100 engines, later versions were also equipped with derivatives of the N/AP-68 radar, and also the Northrop Grumman and /AP-80 phased array radar, as well as General Electric engines. The F-110 is more powerful than the Pratt & Whitney F-100. Some of the newest blocks are also equipped with infrared pods, such as LANTRN, LITNA, and SNIPR to facilitate night operations and precision bombing in all weather. F-16E/F Block 60. This code will initially be intended for the F-16XL, which has a crank arrow wing configuration. Meanwhile, Block 60 was originally going to be used for the land attack variant of the F-16, namely the A-16. However, because all the projects were canceled, this code was ultimately not used. The new F-16E/F Block 60 was revived when the United Arab Emirates intended to order a new fighter aircraft. This variant for the United Arab Emirates Air Force is a development of the Block 50+. Several technological features make it one of the most advanced variants of the F-16 ever produced. Unlike its predecessor, which used the N/AP-68 pulse-stopper radar, this variant uses the N/AP-80 Agile Beam phased array radar, which allows the fighter to lock on and attack ground and air targets simultaneously. The engine used is the General Electric F-110G132 with 32,500 loft, 144 Tn power, which is the largest engine ever used for an F-16. This variant is also equipped with the patented infrared camera installed in the fuselage, as found on the MiG-29 and Sukhoi Su-27 aircraft, namely the Northrop Grumman and/ASQ-28. This allows the F-16 Block 60 aircraft to carry more weapons than its predecessor. This variant was produced between 2004 and 2007, and so far only operated by the United Arab Emirates Air Force.